We all love a good ghost story, don't we? And when it comes to tales of the supernatural, few are as captivating as those that are rooted in reality. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna explore the terrifying case of Labubu, a ghost so haunting that even talking about it is enough to scare anyone. So turn off the lights, grab a blanket, and get ready for this horrifying story. Now, before we dive into this haunting tale, please make sure to hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, also make sure to subscribe so you never miss an upload. Now let's get started. The haunting legend of Labubu. It all began with whispers in the dead of night. The year was 1943 and World War II had cast its long shadow over the world. People were seeking refuge in their homes, hoping to escape the horrors of war. But little did they know, a different kind of horror was about to unfold. In the midst of this turmoil, a young girl named Mary Higgins was living with her mother, father, and sister in a small town called Tarbert in County Kerry, Ireland. Their home was a modest one, just like many others in the close-knit community, but held a secret that would soon be revealed. For many years, the family had been hearing strange sounds in their home, especially at night. At first, they had dismissed them as the creaking of an old house settling in the quiet countryside. But as time went on, the noises grew louder and more frequent. One evening, as the family was gathered around their wireless set, listening to the latest news bulletin, they heard a knock at the door. The rhythmic sound was so distinct that it interrupted their conversation. Her mother, Hannah Higgins, stopped listening to the radio and asked her daughter to investigate. Little did she know that this simple task would lead to a terrifying discovery. Mary cautiously approached the door and slowly opened it. To her surprise, there was no one outside. The street was empty, and the only sound that could be heard was the wind whistling through the trees. She returned to the living room where her family was waiting, puzzled by what she had just experienced. This strange occurrence became a regular event in their lives, keeping them on edge and wondering about the source of the mysterious knocking. The haunting presence that lurked within the walls of their home remained a mystery, casting a shadow of fear and uncertainty over their lives. Then came the day when the Higgins family decided to confront the unsettling truth about their home. They had endured the mysterious knocks for far too long and now sought answers. As they delved deeper into the history of their house, they uncovered a dark secret that had been concealed for years. The previous owner of their home was none other than Margaret McCarthy, a woman who had met a tragic end in the very same house. But her story was not a typical one. You see, Margaret McCarthy was known for her kindness and was particularly fond of children. However, during World War II, an unexpected visitor arrived at her doorstep. It was a German soldier who had become separated from his unit. Despite the danger it put her in, Margaret took him in and hid him from the authorities. She provided him with food and shelter, hoping to help him evade capture. But tragically, the soldier was eventually found and brought back to the barracks. Before leaving, he promised Margaret that he would return. However, he never did. And after some time, she even forgot about his visit until one fateful Christmas Eve when she was awoken by screams. As she rushed to the window, she saw a group of soldiers outside and instantly recognized them as Germans. Her heart raced as she realized that the soldiers she had hidden had betrayed her trust. They burst into the house and dragged her outside, where they tied her hands behind her back and hung her from a beam in the barn. Margaret struggled and cried out for help, but her pleas went unheard. The soldiers left, leaving her dangling in agony. Sadly, Margaret did not survive the ordeal and was left hanging until she lost consciousness. When the family returned home, they discovered her lifeless body. The trauma of the event was too great, and a local priest refused to bless the house, believing it to be cursed. After Margaret's death, the house remained empty for several years until it was finally sold to the Higgins family. But the dark secret of the betrayal and murder continued to linger. Now, understanding the tragic fate of Margaret McCarthy, the family felt a sense of empathy and sorrow for her. They couldn't imagine the torment she had endured in her final moments. Determined to lay Margaret's spirit to rest, Mary Higgins and her mother, Hannah, embarked on a mission to uncover more about her past. They wanted to find out if she had any living relatives who could help give her a proper burial. Through their investigation, they learned that Margaret had been laid to rest in an unmarked grave in an old cemetery. Without knowing the exact location of her grave, they went to the cemetery and began searching. It was an overwhelming task because there were countless graves and headstones. Just when they were about to give up, Mary noticed a small indentation in the ground covered with leaves. Upon closer inspection, she saw that it was a grave that had not been marked properly. With trembling hands, they cleared the leaves and dirt to reveal a simple wooden cross. Etched into the wood was the name Margaret McCarthy, bringing tears to their eyes. They had found her grave. Finally, after all these years, they were able to locate her final resting place. With renewed determination, Mary and Hannah decided to hold a funeral for Margaret. They wanted to honor her memory and give her the respect she deserved. They invited the local priest who had been hesitant to bless the house and told him about their discovery. Moved by their dedication, the priest agreed to perform the funeral. On the day of the ceremony, the entire town turned out to pay their respects to Margaret. As the funeral procession made its way to the cemetery, people stood solemnly along the route. When they reached the grave, the priest began a service, reciting prayers and offering words of comfort. Tears flowed freely as the townspeople remembered Margaret and the tragic fate she had suffered. After the funeral, everyone returned to the house, where they shared stories and memories of Margaret. There was a sense of closure as they knew that they had done something to honor her memory. However, the haunting presence in the house did not cease immediately after the discovery of Margaret's grave. For many years, the Higgins family and the townspeople had witnessed strange occurrences that they couldn't explain. Unexplained footsteps echoed through the halls, doors opened and closed on their own, and disembodied voices whispered in the dead of night. It was as if Margaret's spirit was still lingering, trying to communicate with them. Some people even reported seeing a shadowy figure that they believed was Margaret's ghost. She appeared as a tall, gaunt woman dressed in old-fashioned clothing, moving through the house silently and mysteriously. As the years passed, the paranormal activity intensified, causing fear and unease among the residents. They began to wonder if there was something more they needed to do to lay Margaret's spirit to rest. The legend of Labubu continues to captivate and terrify those who hear it. The story has been passed down through generations, and many believe that the ghost of Labubu is real and haunts the old McCarthy house. The tragic tale of Margaret McCarthy, the kindness of strangers, the horrific murder, and the subsequent haunting have become a part of local lore. Visitors to County Kerry often ask about Labubu's legend, eager to learn more about this spine-chilling case. Many claim to have seen the ghost of Labubu, and the story serves as a reminder of the tragic events that unfolded within the walls of the old McCarthy house. So what do you think about this dark legend? Have you ever experienced anything similar? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. We hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more amazing content. Also, be sure to share this video with your friends for more scary stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.